What's lovingly aligned with what you want to achieve? On Wednesday, December 24th, Venus enters Capricorn on Christmas Eve. This is going to be a wonderful energy to help us tune back into our heart center, our inner feminine energy, that goddess within. So let me read you the blurb from astrology.com. Venus will stay in Capricorn now until January 16th, and then of course it'll move into Aquarius. This is about 3.5 weeks that we've got this beautiful, grounding, heart-centered energy moving us along. So it says, as the year comes to a close, it's time to get serious about your relationships and finances with the planet of love entering this steady earth sign. In the coming weeks, you'll seek partners who align with your vision for the future and can help you create something amazing together. So obviously, Venus energy is to do with our heart center, planet of love, etc. But Spirit's been really giving this to me as I'm prepping as like your inner goddess energy. So I will have a practical practice for you at the close, so stay tuned for that. Let's give these a roll to see what our numbered shuffle will be for our guidance. A 5 and a 6. That's an 11. It does feel like alignment. However, we had a 5 and a 1 with the sun entering Capricorn video that just feels like there's changes that are happening. So, changes for us to be more balanced, to have more harmony in your relationships. And of course, that includes your relationship with yourself, and get things back into alignment. That's what this feels like with rolling this 11. 11 is a master number. If you're starting to see 11s everywhere, you're probably going to want to tune into your heart center and ask for what your needs are and how they can show up on the physical plane. So let's get these shuffled and see what the cards have to provide for us. Okay. As I was shuffling, they're saying it's a bit of a rough shuffle. Interesting. I'm just feeling this sense of knowing happening with this aspect and then implementing it. Because of course, Capricorn energy. Let's see what we have for the Oracle. Soul Radiance, Phoenix Rising, card number 53. Take a look at that gorgeous card. This whole deck has a lot of power to it, the Priestess of the Light deck. But this card in particular, when it comes up, is so amazingly powerful, right? You can see she is opening up. Her soul wants to rise. Her spirit wants to rise. And I would go as far as to say her inner goddess, right? That's what they kept talking about. Phoenix rising energy is when things have been difficult, they've been hard, they've been weighted, they've been burdensome. And now you are moving up from the ashes, being able to soar from the ashes into, a higher version of yourself or a more ascended version of yourself. So the fact that we're getting, the Phoenix Rising card, the Soul Radiance energy with Venus in Capricorn, as I said, I don't think that this is meant to just stay within. You're meant to recognize that radiance that you have within you and then use it to implement things into the world. In this case, be the Phoenix Rising, right? It's time for you to rise. It's time for you to trust that light within yourself a bit more. And in this case, because we have the Venus energy and it's talking about relationships, partnerships, using that soul radiance to help the whole rise, right? Or the coupling rise. You do have a relationship with yourself, right? Your divine self and your egoic or your physical self. Those need to be working together as well. But then relationships that you have with just about anyone, you can bring more love and more soul to those And it's not just about keeping it within with a Phoenix Rising card, right? It's about recognizing you've come to a place where, the relationship needs your soul. It needs your spirit. It needs that goddess energy to rise within you. Interesting that they're really talking about the goddess energy with this particular aspect. I think that it's like we're wanting to see the goddess in form on this earth. That part of you that allows that radiance to shine so we can see it, like physically. Capricorn energy is very practical and ambitious, of course, and very earthy, ready to achieve a goal. It's like your goddess within is meant to guide you. It's time to rise to the occasion. Let's see what we have for the tarot. The Four of Air. Okay, here it is up close. The Four of Air in this deck is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is stability of mind. I feel like what they're saying is we don't need to think too much about this, do we? It is what it is. Your soul is radiant, and that's that, which I love. I love a Four of Air. I love a Four of Swords. Who doesn't love a Four of Swords? The Four of Swords says it's okay for your mind to be at peace or at ease. And when you connect with that radiant, beautiful soul of yours, this is the energy that you get to tap into. Harmonizing, like the role, right? Harmonizing the energies of relationships and like external couplings, right? Someone else that you are in a relationship with, no matter what kind of relationship it is. You've got to show up to the table in your full embodiment to the best of your ability, right? In order to be able to have this sense of peace in your mind, meaning you want to communicate from a place that is the highest expression that you can muster in order to feel good about it and rest easy. This is a card that gives you great sleep. It can also give you insights as you're resting your mind. So what I would say is, as it concerns the Venus and Capricorn aspect for the next several weeks, right, 3.5 weeks, we want to make sure that we are tapping into our beautiful light within and asking within. If something is making your mind feel very overwhelmed, it's probably not in alignment for you anymore. If you've hit a marker with the Phoenix Rising, that's definitely probably the case. If you've hit a marker, it's time to recognize that. It's time to recognize that it's all right for you to rise now. It's okay for you to leave that behind. You can move and walk in a different direction. You can show up differently in your relationships, including the relationship you have with yourself, to make your mind be at ease, or to make it easier to have more stable communication, to be in more alignment and higher alignment, right? Look for the 11s because we rolled the 11. This is change for harmony, change for peace, change for balance, change for peace of mind, literally. Rising for peace of mind is the goal here. And it's a beautiful combination of energy that we're getting to be a part of or align with as Venus continues its little journey here in Capricorn to set us up from a place of inspiration and soul, which is wonderful. Okay, practical practice for you. This is a question that you're going to ask yourself, and then hopefully a directive that you will lean into. What small act or acts does your inner goddess need? So this is about tapping into, again, that soul radiance that you've got within yourself, your inner heart, your heart connection, and asking, what do you need? What do you need to connect to a more loving energy, to a more ascended energy, to an energy of rising, in this case, to an energy of peace? What's going to provide you with peace of mind? And will you give her this Christmas? Because it's Christmas Eve. So for the holiday season even, what's small? Now, this is not something that's large. You don't have to do a huge thing, make a huge big deal of it. But just a small need. It may be something as small as like, she needs a hug, okay? Give her a hug yourself if you don't have anybody else around. If you got someone else around, this is about relationships. Connect your heart to the other person and give them a hug. Take that in for a moment. Can you and will you give your inner goddess, your soul, that is in the process of rising and is amazingly radiant and wants to be recognized as such, can you give her what she needs this holiday season? Again, not a big act. Do not think of this like, well, I'm going to be this huge bright phoenix. I got to figure out what that means and how to do that. Instead, think of the small little things. Does she want that piece of chocolate? Give her that piece of chocolate. It's not about, it doesn't feel like overindulgence at all, this practice that they are giving me. It's more like the small thing. She wants warmer socks on. She wants to have some warm socks. She wants to take a break. She'd like to take a nap. She'd like a cup of tea. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is that she needs, she wants to leave early. She wants to leave early. Let somebody else drive. What does she need to be in her full radiance that's going to provide her with this compassion, this understanding, meeting her where she is? Ask what small thing that your inner goddess needs. You can do this for the next 3.5 weeks and certainly during holiday season, certainly. And are you going to give it to her is the second question. Will you give it to her? Will you celebrate her? Will you allow her radiance to be heard, understood, and acknowledged? Believe me, when you do this practice, the exhale comes with this 4 of air. You might just even sleep better in general by just acknowledging this beautiful part of yourself, your soul, and how wonderfully bright it is. And then saying yes to it essentially is the practice. Tuning in to that heart of yours and understanding there's this beautiful, goddess, the goddess of love or the planet of love, right? That wants to be acknowledged here and deserves your attention. Yeah, the main thing to make it something that you feel like you can do is to not make it too big. Make it a very conscious and small thing. She needs to go outside for a moment and take a deep breath in until she feels her soul, the light in her soul and the light in her heart settle again. What's going to give you peace of mind? What's going to make you feel loved and acknowledged? What small act can you give to yourself or ask of another if they want to join in this holiday season? So I hope you will try that practice. All right, let's see what charm we have here. Okay, is the wine glass here a goblet? This to me says enjoyment. Take a break, take a moment. Fill your cup is what they're saying, right? Fill your cup. Whenever you get like a goblet, it always feels like a cup, like in the tarot, right? The cup represents the heart, your heart. What's going to fill your heart? No wonder they had me talk about the practice first there. Yeah. What does your inner goddess need? What does your heart need? What is she calling for? Maybe it's just a tall glass of water. And she's like, can we add a little lemon to that, or a lime, or maybe a cucumber or strawberry? That would be delightful. And then just ease, right, as you're drinking it in consciousness and just appreciating your soul and understanding that this is a point of rising. There is an ascension point here. And it's okay to settle into that and feel at ease in that for yourself. Feel at ease with your soul. Lovely energy for this. Okay, if you want more information about Capricorn season, I do have a Capricorn season pick a card. This is an instant watch. You choose from 3 cards, and then you can instantly watch your guidance for the season. We ask a bunch of amazing questions and have amazing intentions for that pull. So you can check that out. The links will be down below. If you have not subscribed yet to the channel, I would appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button for me. You can check out the Intuitive Astrology playlist for any of the aspects that are coming up and the guidance to go along with them. And thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays.